Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to episode 1 of my Journeys Through Middle-earth, from Bag End to Buckland. Now, introducing my little hobbit friend Tomash here, sat on the steps of Bag End, chilling out in the night sky, waiting for an exciting adventure to begin. Now, behind him it's Bag End, the home of Bilbo Baggins. Although, as Lord of the Rings Online is based on the books and not on the movies, it's actually currently inhabited by Lobelia Sackville Baggins, boo, who Bilbo, if you remember from the movies, is actually trying to avoid so that she can't steal his inheritance. Well, unfortunately, in the books, Bilbo and Frodo do actually sign over Bag End to Lobelia, and so she is living there at the start of Frodo's adventure. However, as all good adventures start in Bag End, that's where we're going to start tonight. Around me are the beautiful surroundings of the Shire at night. Below me, down the hill, is the party tree, all set out for a celebration. And in LOTRO, the party tree is the hub of many festivals and celebrations throughout the year: spring, summer, fall festival, and the Yule festival, as well as the anniversary festival that comes around April time. We just had the 12th anniversary last April, so it'll be the 13th anniversary this April, just coming up. Alright, so probably time for us to jump up and begin. Okay. So I could just hop down the hill and break my legs, but that would probably be cheating. So I'm going to set off this way to start my journey. Of course, any good hobbit travels barefoot. Now, Tomash is a burglar class, currently about level 25. I've leveled him up a little bit past the level of the mobs in the area, just because this is about travel, this is about seeing the sights of Middle-earth, this is about enjoying the journey, rather than about killing stuff and fighting stuff. One of the real absolute strengths of Lord of the Rings Online is its landscape, its world design, and just the sheer fact that anything that you see or read about in the books, in the films, it's here in Middle-earth. So here we have the party tree. Looks like the fireworks will be starting soon. Ooh, exciting. Wonder how long it's going to be. It says it's worth the wait. We have scrolls up here on the party tree. Around festival time, these scrolls grant quests. There are all kinds of quests that take you to all the corners of Middle-earth during the festival season. I've actually got my heads-up display switched off for the sake of the Travelogues series, so you can make the most of the beautiful surroundings of Middle-earth that we can see here. Back at the party tree. Alright. So we're going to take a look at... Is anything happening on the stage? No, nothing happening on the stage at the minute. Let's take a wander off up the path. We're going to go down south towards Hobbiton, which is the central town of the Shire, right in the centre. Not the largest settlement in the Shire region. Michael Delving is the largest settlement in the Shire region, but we're not going to go that way today. We're going to head on down to Hobbiton, because, well, Michael Delving is in the direction opposite to the direction we want to go. What I'm going to try and do in these travelogues is I'm going to follow the direction of travel of the Fellowship. So, as I said in this first episode, I'm going to travel down from Bag End through Hobbiton, along the road to Stock, and to eventually to Buckland via the Brandywine Bridge. Okay, so there's a stable master I haven't discovered. So we're going to take that. We're going to discover that one.
Good day.
You've got stable masters around Middle Earth, which can help you to swift travel around the regions. I'm not going to use swift travel here because we want to see the sights. But essentially, oh, hello, there's a gentleman there on a rather nice horse. We're not going to stop to chat though. He's cheating. He's doing things the easy way. So I'm going to hoof it on my little pads, little foot pads here. One of the interesting things about this is I'm doing this journey without a map. I'm going to resist the urge to hit the map key, which is what I tend to do quite a lot when I'm playing LOTRO, just to remind myself of where I am. But I am going to do my best to avoid using the map today. A bit of copper, might mine that on the way, just to pick up some bits and pieces. So copper, so copper is used to actually I can't pick it up because I'd have to use my HUD to do that, and that would be cheating on this video. And nearly caught me out there. So yeah, actually copper is the lowest level of mining node. You can use copper to make weapons and armor, but today I'm not going to pick any up because that would mean having to switch my heads-up display on and spoil the surroundings. Okay, so we left Hobbiton. This is another little settlement. If you look around you, the landscape is quite pretty in the Shire. You can understand why the hobbits really want to keep it looking beautiful. Ah, what have we got here? Ah, yes, this is the 3 farthing stone. Yeah, absolutely. It should have respect for historical places like the 3 farthing stone. Definitely. Fair few monuments. North end of the Shire, there's a monument to Bull Took. We're not going to pass that today, though. If you remember the legend from the book, you may or may not, but Bull Took was a great Hobbit leader. He was the largest Hobbit who ever lived. He was so big he could even ride a horse. And when the goblins invaded the Shire, he led the hobbits to battle to defend their lands. He defeated the goblin lord Golfimble, knocked his head off with a great club, flew down a rabbit hole, and the war was won and the game of golf invented in one fell swoop. Fantastic. I love these. I love those little details. But you know, I think somewhere in the Shire, if I remember right, you even get a quest at one point to find the rabbit hole that the head went down. I can't remember that exactly, but I think that's true. Somebody will have to leave a comment if I am wrong about that, of course, though. So here I go along the road east towards Bree. Of course, the hobbits were advised to keep off the road. So I don't think I'm going to see any Nazgul here tonight searching for the hobbits, but you never know. Ooh, scary. No, it's not scary, really. I'm joking. You won't see any Nazgul here because this is a level 1 to 15, I think, starter region. So, no danger of running into any Nazgul on this road. However, a little bit of a spoiler alert for the intro of Lord of the Rings Online if you haven't played it before. If you start the Lord of the Rings Online as a Hobbit character, you do actually do the meet Frodo and Sam on the road in the introduction. The Nazgul pass by looking for them, but you don't get seen. Oh, little fox trying to keep pace with me. Lovely. Oh, and a deer. Well, look at that. Frolicking with the animals. Feel like Dr. Dolittle. Hello there. Okay. Looking up at the stars. Beautiful stars. I've actually done a few graphical tweaks recently to try and get my graphics a little better. I'm running this in 1080p. 1080p monitor. I don't have a 4K monitor, and to be honest, actually, the game seems to work better in 1080p anyway.
Hello.
Actually, if you've got if you just want to run around without a heads-up display on, like I'm doing today, 4K is brilliant. But currently, there's a bit of an issue with the monitor scaling, so 4K makes all your UI elements look a bit teeny weeny, so not the best. Oh, I tell you what, I'm not going to head straight from the bridge. I'm going to show you something first, because as I said, one of the great things about the Lord of the Rings Online, one of the things I really love about it, because I'm a bit of a Tolkien nerd, is that anything you see in the books, anything you see in the films, as I said before, is visible in the game somewhere. So across the way there is the Bucklebury Ferry, which you may or may not remember in the books or the movies, is how the hobbits managed to cross the river. They managed to get on the Bucklebury Ferry and cross the river to escape the Nazgul when they're being pursued. If we take a look down here in this boggy marsh, we'll get a bit damp. And, swimming a little bit there. It's a good job I can swim, actually. Not all hobbits can swim, but the hobbits from Buckland, the Brandy Bucks, are certainly excellent swimmers. They were absolutely excellent swimmers and excellent fishermen. Not all hobbits are great swimmers, though. Brandy Bucks like boats. Not everybody. So here we are. We're at the Bucklebury Ferry. This is the ferry station. However, the Bucklebury Ferry is out of action. I wonder why. It's not actually usable in game because, presumably it was scuppered to stop the Nazgul following. If you look downriver there, a bit further, you can actually see the Brandywine Bridge. I think it's about 10 miles in the books. In the movie, they say 20 miles is the next crossing. As you can see in game, it's not actually 20 miles. But that's simply because the sheer scale of the world you'd need in order to make it 20 miles would be absolutely monstrous. I mean, the world is enormous. The LOTRO game world is absolutely vast as it is. But that's the so in our world we can see the Brandywine from here. We can't. It's not 20 miles. That would be daft. So should I go up to the Brandywine Bridge or no? I'm going to swim across. I'm not going to go across the Brandywine Bridge. I'm going to swim across the river because after all, that's what Frodo and that did. Well, they didn't swim. They took the ferry, but I'm going to swim with the fishes. Look out! I'm swimming with the fishes. Yeah, terrible accent. Apologies. I apologise to all Americans everywhere for that horrendous attempt at that line. So here we just jumping fish. Right, very spectacular. Very gymnastic. Those Black Riders were seen tampering with the ferry equipment. No one is crossing until a full investigation has been completed. There we go. That's our reasons for why the ferry isn't working. We're not allowed on. There's the actual ferry, but we're not allowed on it until further notice. Thanks, Mr. Bounder, sir. I will do as I'm told. Okay. So I have crossed the ferry, and here I am into Buckland. Now I've actually left the borders of the Shire now. This is now actually Buckland is classed as part of Breeland in the game. This is Buckland, as if you know, is another Hobbit settlement. This is where Meriadoc Brandybuck hails from. Good old Merry of Merry and Pippin fame. Love the little details, like the love this running through a field of little white flowers as a hobbit. Woo woo! I feel like a child. I feel like a little child. Isn't that lovely? Sorry, I'm just being a bit sad there. Ooh. So leave them to it. Ooh. Looks like they're having a bit of fun. Okay. Oh, I think there's something funny over here, if I remember right. I'm just going to have to find it. I'm looking for the stable master. I don't want to go through all these areas and not unlock the stable masters. Where are we? Ah, here we are. Not the stable master, but just something quite funny. A nice little Easter egg, as we call it in the game. There's a cow on the roof. How did the cow get on the roof? What you doing on the roof? What are you doing? What are you doing? Get off the roof. Get off the roof. Alright, funny. Okay. Where's the stable master? There it is. Oh no. I've gone past it. Past it, haven't I? Yeah, I must have done. Oh no, it's all the way up here. Don't, silly Hobbit. Looks like I'm getting a bit confused. I am a long way from home. You know, at the end of the day, I am a long way from Bag End already. Long way from Bag End. Definitely need to find my way around a little bit better. This is the problem with not having a map. See, I am lost without a map. Absolutely lost without a map. Absolutely lost. Stable master, I might have to give up in a minute because this is going to make for really boring video viewing. Haha. Never mind. Right, so, oh, yes, here I am. Not the stable master, but here I am at the end of where I'm going. This little place is Crick Hollow. Where, this is, you know, if you know the movie, you won't have a clue what Crick Hollow is. Crick Hollow is not only the name of a server in the Lord of the Rings Online, but it is, in fact, the name of this little place, which is Frodo's house. So, when Frodo left Bag End and signed it over to the Sackville Bagginses, boo, he moved to Crick Hollow in Buckland. And as you can see, the door has been broken down because the Nazgul have been here looking for the ring. Scary stuff. Scary, scary stuff. Well, anyway, I think this is far enough for tonight. I am going to leave our little travelogue here at Crick Hollow. But tomorrow, or the next day, or the next, I will take my trip into the Old Forest and the Barrow Downs. I'm going to head over there into that spooky looking wood. See if I can meet some old friends. See if I can find Tom Bombadil. And see if I can escape being chewed by the Barrow Wights of the Barrow Downs. Mwahaha. Alright. Thanks very much. Thanks very much for listening. If you liked this travelogue, hit the subscribe button and keep an eye out for the next episode. Ciao bello.